I did 1.5 hours today. Actually, more like about 2 hours today. A little bit. Few days. Oh, it's the 4th of July, America Day. Boom, boom. Um, but yeah. So this is what it looks like now. I added some. Like I pushed out the off road, or like the apexes a little bit outwards, just for bouncing. I also did normal ice, which means that this is a little bit slower, and it also means that you have more time and like control to react. But I mean, and what I ended up finding out was that it actually feels a lot weirder doing this corner because I'm so used to blue ice that like when I hit the pat test, like I turn into much ammo, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I think like the normal ice is good for like letting people like take a second to get control of their boat again after landing this, right? Especially if it's a really hype moment, then they have like a lot of time to react. Yeah, so I pushed these out, and the numbers actually really favorable. I actually did, I think, a really good job of like dabbing and like making sure that this is actually good, and getting the numbers I want. So what I got was these three numbers. These are these are the ones that I'm most looking at. I mean, I'm also looking at a little bit fastest, but I think average is the most important. So you can see that succeeding at pawn skip gives you a 22.8 on average, and then failing it gets you 26.4, and then not doing it at all gives you 25.9, which means that the gap. So like if you mess up pawn skip, you lose half a second, but if you succeed at pawn skip, you get 3.1 seconds up. So that means that to go even, you have to get it 1 to 7 times, which is actually like, that's kind of busted. Like, I'm hard preying on the fact, or on the idea that things like pawn skip get a lot harder during races, like just because like stress, like because in off season 2, right? I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, I can do pawn skip. I'm fine. I was doing it in practice. This is fine. I can do it. And then like I show up, and I can't do it. Like I mess up like 3 of the 4 times, right? Like so. Even though like beforehand I had like, I think it was like a 90% success rate or something, right? So like it went from a 90% to a 25% or something like that, right? I don't know the exact numbers before or after, or before or during the race, but yeah. I'm hard counting on that because, right, like 3 seconds is a lot of fucking time. 3 seconds is enough to like easily win quality, which I think, by the way, for qualifying for this track, we're just probably going to block up pawn skip because that kind of makes it way over centralizing. Yeah, I think over centralizing to an unhealthy degree. So yeah, just like only take this route. We'll block off this, right? Because then it just comes down to who can do. I mean, that's also like a interesting thing to think. Like we were just talking about Blingbird quality and voice chat like an hour ago, and I think it is like interesting to think of, or like an interesting different approach to quality, right? Like I think the app is saying that he remembered that quality a lot more, just because like how it went, right, and like how crazy it was. So I mean, we can talk about it, but I mean, blocking it off might be an option. In my testing, there were a few times where I'd fall right here and not hit either wall. I think that happened about 3 times, and to be fair, I did about 95 trials today. So, and I think you'd have to be very precise to hit it, and it got like 25.9s or something, which is like a 2 ticks slower or something, like 25.7s or something, which is like 2 ticks faster. So like it's hardly faster. At that point, you should just practice doing this thing, right? I also learned that I mean, most of the time when I mess up, I fall off to the side before I even reach here. When I mess up, like 80% of them was like I go too far this way, and then like 20% throughout today was because I hit this, right? But before I made the realization or remembered wall priority being a thing, it was like 99% this way and like 1% on the. I actually don't even know if I hit this at all. I think I only fell off this way. So like you had to, I don't know, I might like put like a giant sign or something above this thing in the vinyl decorated version. I don't really know, but like basically like it's just do not fear the fucking wall. The wall priority going through this is crazy as long as you're going like not super slow. It's actually insane. So that's cool. But yeah, so a 3 seconds success, like yeah, like I was saying, like I'm really banking on the fact or the idea that it becomes a lot harder to land this during a race, just with like stress and stuff, like lower odds. It's just like if you hypothetically got like a 50-50 on this, you just win the race. If you, like this is like one of those things where you could just only grind pawn skip and you could probably win the race, despite not grinding the rest of the track, which is kind of shit. But like, I don't know. Like I can see myself living in a world where like I'm okay with that if I do the Goldstein bear, the Goldilocks bears, right? Like too hot, too cold, just right. So like the Boingberg was too difficult, not enough reward. This would be too much rewards, right? And then I can just like make a third track, but say somewhere in the middle or something, right? Like that, right? I think I'd be okay with that. But we're never gonna reach that other end unless we try. And I think that this is probably really good. Like honestly, I'm also thinking about just removing the fences, because now I mean technically it's possible without wall priority, right? I think it might still be possible without wall priority. I think. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I got through like one of them. Yeah, it is. But yeah, wall priority helps out a lot. Yeah, I'm really banking on people like choking or people choking during the race. I also didn't think about this, but if P2 is behind P1 and P1 goes for it and messes it up, then P1 will likely be in tandem with P2 on the exit, assuming P2 does the turn correctly, like the normal turn correctly. Because then he only uses half seconds, and like I mean, you actually might be like, yeah, you're probably gonna be in tandem at least. Like you're either gonna have P2 go in front of P1 in tandem, like Rod, like P1's gonna be old P1's gonna be between old P2's Rod and Ghost, or vice versa. Old P2 is gonna be in between P1's Rod and Ghost, right? Which is it's not something I thought about, but it's something neat. But yeah, I think this is fine, right? Like yeah, so like the main problems were dropping off intentionally, which I actually still haven't really tested. I haven't like tested just like driving off intentionally. I don't think it's gonna be that much faster. I think it's gonna be okay. Like you're gonna like probably be like 0.2 or 0.3 slower. I should probably do some testing on that though. I really should. But yeah, so there's that. Falling off without hitting the walls is very unlikely. It's happened like 3 out of 95 times. I did not write down the ones that did it. Oh yeah, so here's one, right? It's 25.75. So that's like, yeah, like a tick faster than the fastest, right? And that was with like a really good checkpoint one, because it's just, yeah. Because you don't lose any speed. You get to maintain a little bit of speed when you like land, right? That's why like doing it that's so fast. Yeah. So this is, I'm surprised that the numbers are this good. Or like I'm surprised I actually got the numbers to be this good. Like on average it's 26.4, and then you can see we got like some 26.15, so it does vary a good amount, just because of like how you mess it up, right? Like falling off right here, which is I think falling off like right here is like pretty common. It's different than falling off like right here, right? It's just like how far you are, because like yeah, you travel this distance going pretty fast if you fall off over here versus over here, which is you have to like slow down and start from scratch on the ground there to get close the distance, right? I'm just gonna go full screen. Yeah, I think it's fine. I'm really surprised about these numbers. These numbers are pretty good, I think. Like pawn skip, I think had like a 1-to-1. Like if you get across, you like lose. You gain 2 seconds, or you cut off 2 seconds, or if you fail, you lose 2 seconds. Like you add on 2 seconds to your time. Or maybe it might have been like success is like 2 seconds faster, and then fail is 1 second slower. But like this is like a 3 seconds faster to half a second slower, which is way different numbers. Like this is like function. In so many ways, this is a different pawn skip. This is so different in so many ways. Literally, the only kind of similarity is there's only like 2 similarities. One of them is like you have to have like good entry speed. I mean, okay, so like it's good entry speed, wall tap into it, and it's difficult. Like it's like a difficult shortcut. That's kind of it. Like the execution of the skips, right? Like no gravity versus this is different. the exit routes are different, the numbers are different, right? What happens if you fall off is or miss is different. Although it's actually pretty similar, like straight line narrow thing, which is actually, but it uses ice to have water. Yeah, I don't know. I think yeah, I think this is well done. So I'm gonna at some point clean it up, like fix this shit, figure out what to do like right here. I think I'm just gonna like straight line it like right here or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. And then like remove this, clean this up, etc. Try not to mess up like the ice tuning. So like don't replace this with like blue ice or something. Yeah, etc. Yeah, that's gonna happen at some point. I want to talk about the track a little bit because like I was thinking about this in the restroom like 5 minutes ago. I don't know how good I feel about the track, right? Like, I don't think I've had a track that I've like really felt good at, or like right now I don't feel that good about any tracks. Like, not any tracks, but like none of my tracks. I mean, like Cyberworld 1, obviously no. Cyberworld 2, the split routes, right? Like I made this track for a reason, right? Because I don't like Cyberworld 2 that much, like as much as I could have. I don't think it's bad, like optimal. I think this thing is just gonna be improved, right? Mementos is actually like pretty good. Like the gimmicks are like good, but like the rest of the track has like there's a slow speed section. There's like a chicane that doesn't really do anything, and then there's like turns after the chicane that don't really do anything, right? So like the gimmicks are good, but the rest of the track is meh. Wongenberg is very similar, except even more. Like the gimmicks are huge, but the rest of the track sucks. Especially that one block stop thing, right? Like it's low speed, like it's medium low speed track, which I'm learning is bad, and like there's a block stop in it. It's just like, bro, it's just bad. And then Midgard Expressway, we don't talk about that track. Yeah, and then there's like fourth layer, Celtic Ocean, and then this track. I wasn't thinking about Celtic Ocean or fourth layer, but like, I mean, like when I see this track, I'm like, okay, got a Cyberworld gimmick, that's cool. You got a pawn skip, that's cool. And then what else have we got? This turn, I guess, and like we don't know jack shit. Like I don't even know if this is a good turn. Like I think it could just end up in chaos. I think people might just die here, and it's just negative, right? Like if you're following someone, I think this might just be a negative turn. Like it's not even like a normal turn, where you just like follow behind them safely. I think this might just be like death if you're back or if you're following someone, right? It's the plot. And then what do we have to make up for that? We had like two pretty good gimmicks, but like besides that, you got a slow speed section, you got a super wide section that's hard to like really mess up. Like even if they go like slightly off the line, you're not going to outdo them that much. They have to really go outside the line or go off the line, which is like, then why not just make it thinner? Because I want it good for race starts, right? And yeah, so yeah. So we only have these two gimmicks, and like this one is volatile because it's possible that no one uses it. And it's possible that someone uses it too much and just like wins because they just have like a 50-50 success rate, and then they just get like over the course of 4 laps, they like on average get like 6 seconds ahead or like 5 seconds ahead. In between 4, because like if they make it across 2 times, that's plus 3.1 times 2, so that's about plus 6 or 6.2. And if they mess it up 2 times, then that's minus 0.5 times 2, so that's minus 1 second, so it should be 5.2, right? They're gonna get up 5.2 on average, right? And this, like, if it's Soda, then he might actually get like my fastest times, which are even better, right? Like that's a quarter second faster. Yeah, 0.55 plus 2.5 is 0.8, which is about that, right? So like he even go up even more, right? He go up another half second within like those laps. Yeah, so like, and then this gimmick is just like, I mean, I don't know, like, is this even like enough space to bump? You know, like it's not like if you go the blocking route and miss the block, you can still get bumped. You know, it's like, do they like, yeah, I don't know. And then we go into the discussion of, is this even like a good racing feature? Because it's not so much racing as it is like just like a mind game, like a chess game. It's no longer just like racing, it's like a chess game, right? And like that's what some people might not like about like things like Cyberworld gimmick, because like it's about like thinking and like rock paper scissors and your opponent and stuff, right? Not about like taking super insides, and outlining them and like boat tapping or like diving down the inside with a dive bomb line or slipstream or whatever, right? It's not like a racing thing, it's a chess thing, right? So I don't know, like I think this might be me being insecure, because like I think it's probably gonna be okay. Like the gimmick slap this turn is pretty nice, just because like it's always been like Cyberworld 2 is I think a highlight of the track. So that turn, I think people like it. It feels really good. We got like a fun, difficult corner right here. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think it should be okay. It probably should be okay, but like, yeah. All right. So I think next up, probably gonna clean this up a bit. I mean, I'm scared to clean this up because then I might spend time and then like lab it again someday and realize the numbers are all wrong and I had to undo it, and then I guess it's a waste of time and stuff. But like I think, I don't know, like how long, how much time have I spent on labbing this shit? I don't know, like 8 hours, 10 hours total, probably. Labbing and probably thinking about it is a little more time and stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, I think that'll probably be good. Then I might want to take a look at this orange route. Try to lab that out, make it viable for race starts, and that's kind of about it. Maybe also the extra functionality of a bailing route, where like you bail out because you you have a team advisor or whoever, like a teammate or someone, or you just have a mini map or something, right? You just see your P1, P2's behind you, P2 goes a slow route, and you're like, fuck that, I'm not losing 5 seconds to this. And then you just go around and end up behind them or whatever. But yeah, I might include that functionality. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. I also might make this merger, like triangle thing, merge earlier, just as like a quality of life thing. I found that I had to like kind of turn like right here. It wasn't like it wasn't like a merge and then wait and then turn. It was like a merge and then turn, like all in one motion kind of thing, to like hit this block stop or wall tap, I mean. So I might move that. It would kind of change the labbing a little bit, probably like change it by like 0.1 seconds, which actually is pretty big for a half second miss punish thing. But I don't know. I'll think about it. Yeah, and then probably cut off some of this, do some testing, figure out what your velocity is, and then try to start from a certain spot, because like we want TT to be at the very end of the straightaway, right? So we're gonna want to make sure that you don't, it's not fast to do another lap starting from the previous lap, right? So like starting from up here, you don't like have better whatever. So you can like, yeah, that's just a quality of life time trialing thing. Something that's not present in Toxic Ocean. Toxic Ocean is going to be they start on one side of the plate. Like if you go do I have the name map? Yeah, I do. There normally you go like all the way out here, right? Like when you're doing a normal lap, you like you go like out here, and then so you go like this line. But like time trial is gonna start right here, right? And there's like no way around that. I think like even if I like cut off this, like if I just like cornered it, they can just start from back here and like still have like this much space to like gain speed instead of like this much on a repeat lap. Whoa, that's really tight. Wow, that's crazy. But yeah. Yeah, so I think I'm probably going to eat lunch and then clean this up a little bit, like remove this, make this look better, make this look better. I might make this a little bit thinner, so like, because like I don't want it to look like a whole another route, like a split path thing. I want it to be, like, if it looks thinner, then they'll be like, oh, it's a special route instead of just a normal route with like a weird entry, right? So I think if possible, I might want to make this skinnier, like chop off some of this, like right here. Like right here, like push this like more like over here or something. I don't know. Just to make it thinner, because I don't think you're gonna want to be following someone into pawn skip. I don't think if you're P2, you're gonna see P1 going for it, and then you're gonna go for it, and you both did it, and then you're behind each other. And even if then, just let go, W, dude. Don't push it. Please don't push it. That'd be crazy. Because like, yeah, I mean, like if they fall off, they're gonna lose speed and you're gonna bump into them like into the pit, the pawn stairs. I don't know. Yeah, but I'm gonna make this. I think I'm gonna make this thinner. I'm trying to figure out what my line is. I mean, I'm gonna make this little bit right here so a little bit wide, I think, so they have like a lot of area to react to, and that like opens up what kind of lines you want that you're able to take into it, right? Either like you go along the outside and then like go straight and then curve inwards like this, or if you go a lot more headstrong, like you go like this and then like barely survive, and then you go a little bit wide here, like wide to the right here. So I want there to be like variety in like the lines on the entry and the exit of pawn skip, right? So I'm gonna make this wide, and then it's gonna become thinner like over here, which I think is gonna look a little bit weird, but like it should be good enough. People can get used to it. You can cry about it. They can cry about it and stuff. But yeah, I think that's the current status update. Yeah, it's looking good. I think, yeah, like last thing is the orange route. I might do some, like, if I'm just really bored at night or something, I might just spend some time labbing, just like really try to like put like 110% into like labbing and making sure this track is exactly the numbers I want, because historically they haven't been. Like Subworld 1, Subworld 2 have not been the numbers I want. Mementos also not the numbers I wanted. Like the top route was just busted, just because I didn't have the right numbers. So I might just like really put my everything into like making sure this is like super well labbed. But I mean, the problem with that is that like I might be good, like I might be like really good at right route, but like bad at left route, just as how I am as driver. But like evil scientist might be like not so good at right route, like this turn right here, but they might just be like really good at these turns, right? And then like those numbers change depending on person to person. But like, I mean, I don't know. I'll do the best I can, right? That's why like the fastest lap, like the fastest checkpoint time, like I shouldn't like just look at averages. I should also look at the fastest. It's just like, yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay. I think that's gonna do. I don't know where I'm gonna put the pit yet. I don't remember where I said the start finish line was gonna be. Actually, maybe right here. I don't know. Actually, I mean, yeah, because like if you make pawn skip, then you should be holding straight, right? Yeah, I think here would be okay, and then you could put the pegs like right here. Yeah, that should be fine. This is just marking the end of the TT pawn skip new prac time. Yeah, okay. Oh, it should be noted that I labbed like the fail route and the pawn skip route. I finished on this side of the road. I didn't merge to the right. So like the numbers are probably gonna actually be in practice a little bit slower. So the pawn skip punish is probably not gonna actually be 0.5 instead of 0.6. I probably should have merged to the right, because like the fastest route is on the right? So I probably should have like done the labbing while merging to the right. I might want to do some more labbing in the future, like if I just had like the late night labbing or whatever, like if I'm bored one day somehow, and then I should probably lab again, because like it takes some time. Instead of being able to hold straight forward like this, you're gonna have to like merge to the right and use some of that power, your boat power, W power I'd call it, merging, right? So meanwhile, if you're taking the route normally, I think you already slide to the right on the exit, like right here. So you're always on the right here. Yeah, but then I guess you can like use a little bit of W power to like go to the side here, but not as much as you'd have to do to like cross across this entire track, right? And go over here. So yeah, I might relab. I don't know. No, I'm pretty happy with the numbers though. I think, yeah, like stepping up my labbing game and like really making sure the numbers are right by doing like multiple labbing sessions across multiple days would probably be really good for really making sure that I have exactly what I want. And then, if the track flops because of the gimmicks, then the problem was not bad dabbing, it was because I didn't choose the right numbers, right? Which is a lot more, like, understandable. I get really pissed off when, like, the dabbing's wrong. Like, Memento's top route was just like, fuck, dude. Man. It was just sad. But yeah, alright, I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna eat lunch and then clean this up. Alright, sounds good. Bye-bye.